Hello traders, again Gustavo Rubi. Now that you have your trader environment ready, let's dive in on the anatomy of your indicator. Your indicator will plot boxes. Each box is a unique setup. Inside the box, you will see these markers. The marker represents the point in time where the indicator generated the signal. You will use basically two types of orders: buy limit and sell limit orders, and buy stop limit orders and sell stop limit orders. All the initial orders will be limit orders. This is a buy limit signal. So I'm going to represent this with a green line because it's a buy signal. Now, I will represent the top of the box as our target take profit, and the bottom of the box as a stop loss with, let's say, fuchsia. Okay, these are the three basic levels you need for a buy limit order. Now, let's study the stop and reverse lines. For example, here we have a buy limit order. I will use the TradingView's risks reward toolbox so you can visualize. Here we get a direct stop loss. The market is giving just only information. As you can recall, this indicator is not trying to predict market direction. Indicator is only plotting if the levels, so we can execute. We don't care if market is going to go up or down. We just execute and win. So after losing one trade here, we are going to use the stop and reverse levels. The first stop and reverse level that we need is the trigger for this setup, which is we need to lose fast. We can get ahead of the market by placing our buy limit order, and at the same time we place a sell stop limit order. First, for this kind of orders, we are going to need a level first in which we define that we are going to set the trigger for the sell stop limit order, which is the stop loss level. Now that we lost the first trade, we know that our sell limit, and I will represent with red, will be here because this is the stop and reverse level. And we know exactly where to place our stop loss. I will represent with fuchsia. Okay, and we know exactly where to place our take profit level. I will represent with yellow. Now that we have the levels, I'm going to show you with the TradingView toolbox the setup. You sell here and you aim here. Therefore, here you have the stop and reverse lines. Lastly, I'm going to cover the remaining lines, which are the two yellow lines that we have here. Okay. All this information is in your SOP. This line, you can see that this is a yellow line, another yellow line, and here we have an example of IROR. This is the function of these lines. It will serve me to define which signal will be catalogated as inside range, IR, and which signal will be catalogated as OR, outside range. At this moment, for the scope of this tutorial, just understand this, that you can identify the IR and identify the OR. That's it. For your massive success, Gustavo Rubi. Bye-bye.